A very pleasant morning to all of you, all my dear children. Am I audible to you all, ma? Is my audio clear? Thank you, Srinija. Okay, let me quickly share the file for you all. Dear children, yes, marks I will give it on Monday. Okay, so I have downloaded all the papers. Correction is going on. So definitely on Monday you will get it. Okay, I promise that. Monday I'll start with the marks. Is that clear, ma? Okay. Let me share the document for you all right now. Is the screen sharing visible, my dear children? Is it visible to you all? Okay. So we are looking into the poisonous tree or a poison tree. So I told you all about it. So we have looked into the first two stanzas, right? I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath. My wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. When you're angry with your friend, you will tell why you are angry. Yes, the reason will be said to your friend, and then he or she will be seeking some apology. Okay, I hope my audio is clear right now, right? Yeah, of course I was muted. So when you become angry with your friend, you will tell the reason of your anger to your friend, and then the anger is going to end. But this is not the same case when you are angry with your enemy, because you will consider them as your enemy. You will not go and talk to them. As a result, what is going to happen? Will the anger just get subsided within yourself? Is it going to dilute? No, it is going to grow like this poison tree. Your anger is going to grow like the poison tree, right? And I watered it in fears. So the fear, no, the anger grows with fear and your tear. Okay, night and morning, it is like watering a plant. Okay, your anger and your fear is going to water the poisonous tree within you. The poisonous tree here refers to anger. Okay, and I sunned it with smiles. What is sunning with smile? You hide it with your smile. When you look at your enemy, just you smile and go. But within you, you will have that anger, right? And with some soft, deceitful wile. So what you will do? So you will be very cunning with some tricks. You will not show your anger at all. So that is what we have seen until this, and we have seen the rhyming words and the rhyme scheme also. Is it clear so far, my dear children? Any doubts until this? Any doubts until this, ma? Any doubts? Okay, fine. Let's move on to stanza number 3. And it grew both day and night till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. So what happened? So your anger within you, it grows like a tree with the help of your fear and tear. Okay, it is growing within yourself, and finally, what is going to happen? It bore an apple. I told you why apple is the reason there. Okay, so it bore an apple, Apple here is the response, the reaction of your anger. So your anger has come to a extent where you cannot stop it. So that's why it has bored an apple. And my foe, the enemy, beheld it shine. So enemy is looking at the apple. Okay, it is shining, and he knew that it was mine. The enemy knows that the apple belongs to you. So now the poet is comparing the tree with anger, and the root cause of anger is that apple. Okay, the enemy knows that the apple is yours. Okay, is there any doubt here, my dear children? Until this, any doubts? Any doubts in stanza number 3, ma? No doubts? Okay, very good. Okay. Then what happens, we'll see. Before we could see, now tell me what is the rhyming scheme? Rhyme scheme of this particular stanza, ma? Bring out the rhyme scheme of this stanza. Yes, very good. A, B, B. Because night bright, shine, mine. Okay. Now tell me the rhyming words here, ma. What are the rhyming words here? In stanza number 3. Very good, Rahim. Night bright, shine, hyphen, mine. Night hyphen bright, comma, shine hyphen mine are the rhyming words which are employed here. Okay. Let's move on to stanza number 4. And into my garden stole, when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning, glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. So what happened? Without you knowing, the enemy just jumps into your wall, into your garden. He stole that apple. He doesn't know that is a poisonous apple. The apple has grown with your anger. He has taken the apple when the night had veiled the pole. When night time, when nobody could see, the enemy has come into your garden and he has stolen the apple. And he has eaten it. Okay, half bitten apple is there in the picture. Okay. In the morning, glad I see. In the morning, when you go to the garden, you are very happy. Why? My foe outstretched beneath the tree. Outstretched means what? He was lying down as a dead body in front of the tree. So that is how he is. Okay. So in the morning, when the apple, no, which has been grown out of anger, when he ate it, when he bit a piece of that apple, the poison of that fruit went inside him and he just died. Okay. So there is a hidden meaning here, my dear children. When you become angry, no, when will your anger subsidize? When the anger is particularly on your enemy, when you take revenge on them. When you take revenge on them only, the anger is going to subsidize. Anger is like a brute. Anger makes you like an animal, my dear children. It doesn't give time for you to change at all. Sometimes it leads to murder. So we would have seen plenty of news, in plenty of news we would have seen what all we would have seen. So a man killed his wife, or a man killed his friend. Why all these murders are happening? Everything is happening because of anger only. So we should control our anger, otherwise it is going to set a problem for us. Okay, so this is what which is given here. So anger is considered to be a poisonous tree. Anger can lead to the death of somebody else. Okay, it's not a memory poem. It is not a memory poem, right? Okay, are you able to understand the poem? As I said, when you are angry with your wife, with your friend, you're going to tell the anger, and the anger is gone. When there is no anger within you, there is no danger for you at all. But if there is anger on your enemy, you're not going to tell that to your enemy. As a result, what is going to happen? Your anger is going to grow like a big poisonous tree, and there will be an apple. If your enemy eats it, he's going to die. Which means, if your enemy faces you when you're very angry, definitely you will take revenge. And if you take that revenge, you will become very happy. Can we be very happy after murdering a person or after hurting a person? Definitely we'll be called as a sadist, right? Yes or no? Yes or no, ma? We will be called as a sadist. Definitely, we'll be called as a sadist. So, we should not gain any happiness by hurting others. Okay? Hate speech, attacking violently, all these sort of things are the result of our anger. Okay? We should not become very angry. We should have a heart which always what? Apologizes others. Okay, if they ask for apologies, if they ask for pardon, we should be ready in giving it to them. So that is what which is given here. A very beautiful poem, my dear children. Is there any doubt with the poem? Ma? Is there any doubt with the poem part? Do you all have any doubts? Sri Karthika doesn't have any doubt. Very good. Rini Alni, very good. Okay. Okay, very good. Very good, my dear children. Ashwin, do you have any doubt, ma? Boys didn't tell anything. Ram Harish doesn't have any doubt. Very good. In boys, only Ashwin, Ram Harish, and Santosh are responding. Not sure about the other boys. Keep on tune. Okay. Now we'll look into the poetic devices which I employed in this particular poem, my dear. Okay. First, we are going to look for alliterations. We all know what is alliteration, right? I have already told you all in the previous poem. In one particular line, two particular words. No, Blake is the English poet. He is a British poet. He's not an American poet. He's a British poet. Okay, I have already told you all, what is alliteration. In one particular line, two particular words starting with the same letter, and the letter must be of consonant sound, not vowel sound. Except A, E, I, O, U, it is alliteration. Okay, now let's join together to identify the alliterations which are found in this particular poem. Okay, first line, do we have any alliteration, ma? Alliteration, I'm talking about alliteration as well. I'm not talking about the rhyming words, rhyme scheme. I'm talking about alliteration. One particular line, two words starting with the same letter, and if it is there, na, it will be there. Okay. First line, was and with, both starting with letter W. So W, so was hyphen with, W is alliterated, right? W is alliterated in the above line. Okay, very good, mates. Line number two. Line number two, do we have any? Yeah, stanza one, line number two. Line by line we'll go, ma. Stanza one, line number two, do we have any alliterations there? Srinija, what is Rath and Rath? Both words are repeated, right? It's repetition. Got it? It's not alliteration. So we don't have anything to be alliterated there. Okay. Line number three, stanza one. Do we have any alliteration there? Line number three. Very good, race. Was hyphen with, was and with. Once again, W is alliterated here. Okay. First stanza, fourth line. Well, the words which are repeated will come under, no, ma. The words which are totally repeated, no, it will come under repetition. Okay, Rosni. Okay, last line. Do we have any alliteration, ma? I told it not. My wrath did grow. No alliteration. No alliteration at all. Okay. Let's move on to the second stanza. First line. Do we have any alliteration there, ma? I and it, Tarika. I is a vowel sound. So how come it become an alliteration? Vowel sound, na, it is assonance, right? Second stanza, first line. Do we have any alliteration? There is no alliteration at all. We'll come to assonance next, ma. Don't confuse yourself. We are just looking into the alliterations. Okay. Second line of second stanza. Do we have any alliteration? Night and morning with my tears. No. Morning my. Morning my. Yes, very good, very good. Somebody has seen it. So second line of second stanza, we have morning hyphen my. M sound is alliterated. Very good, huh? Okay, second stanza, third line. Second stanza, third line. Second stanza, third line. Sun smiles. So it starts with S, right? S sound is alliterated there. S sound is alliterated there. Okay. And with soft, deceitful while, fourth line. Do we have any alliteration there? Yes. With hyphen whiles. With hyphen whiles. Very good. Good. Okay. Shall we move on to the third stanza, ma? Third stanza. Very good. Very good. You are good at finding the alliterations, my dear children. Very good. Keep it up. Third stanza, first line. And it grew both day and night. Is there any alliteration there? Alliteration? No alliteration at all. Very good. Till it bore an apple, bright. Till it bore an apple, bright. No alliteration, Sakti Sri. There is an alliteration. Yuva Bharati, an apple starts with A, right? A is vowel sound. So that is an assonance, ma. It is not alliteration. Okay. So bore hyphen bright. B sound is alliterated there. Okay. Bore hyphen bright. Okay. The next line. And my foe behind it shine. And my foe behind it shine. Beheld it shine. No alliteration. Very good. And he knew that it was mine. And he knew that it was mine. There's no alliteration at all. Okay. So three stanzas we have successfully spotted out the alliterations which are provided there. Fourth stanza. And into my garden stole. No alliteration, right? Very good. Second line. When the night had veiled the pole. No alliteration. Very good. In the morning, glad I see. In the morning, glad I see. No alliteration. Last line. My foe outstretched beneath the tree. No alliteration. Very good. Very good, my dear. Is it easy for you all to identify the alliterations, ma? Very good. No alliteration in the whole stanza. That's what which is given here. Good. Keep it up. Okay. Let's move on to assonance. Exactly like alliteration, but what? Two words starting with the letters like A, E, I, O, U. Okay, in the same line. First stanza, first line, do we have any assonance? Assonance. We are talking about assonance. Do we have any assonance in first line? No assonance. Okay, assonance are limited only. Second line, ma? Second line of first stanza is a British poet, ma. Second line, there is no alliteration, no assonance. Okay. Third line also no assonance. But in fourth line of first stanza, we have assonance, right? I hyphen it. I hyphen it. Fourth line. So I sound is assonance. Okay. I hyphen it is the assonance found in this line. Okay. Second stanza, first line. I, it, in. Very good, Gopika. I hyphen it hyphen in. So I sound is I is assonance. Okay, I is the assonance here in the particular line. Second line, second stanza. We don't have any alliteration, assonance, I think. But third line has, right? I hyphen it. Third line, no? I hyphen it. Second stanza, third line, we have I hyphen it. Fourth line doesn't have any assonance there. Third stanza, first line, no assonance. Third stanza, second line. Third stanza, second line. We don't have any assonance there. Oh, and apple is there. Yes, it starts with A. Very good. Third stanza, second line, and hyphen apple. So and starts with A, and apple starts with A. So assonance is found there. Third stanza, third line. Sridhar. Third stanza, third line, we don't have anything, I guess. Fourth line also, we don't have anything, right? Okay. Let's move on to the fourth stanza. Do we have any assonance, ma? And into my garden stole? No. When the night had welled the pole? No. In the morning I see. In hyphen I. Assonance is there, no? Fourth stanza, third line. In hyphen I. Last line doesn't have any assonance. Yes or no? Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, let's move on to the other poetic devices which are available in this particular poem, my dear children. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. It doesn't have anything there. But see, two lines starting with the first four lines itself starting with the word I, right? So what is that poetic device known as, ma? Two lines starting with the same word. Very good, Niranjana Devi. So virtual clap for you, ma. Anaphora. I told you, no? When two lines or two phrases starts with the same word, it is known as anaphora, right? Let me type the figure of speech here. You can underline all the I's in first stanza and write it as anaphora. Got it? Write it as anaphora then. So see, first line is starting with the word I. Second line is starting with the word I. Third line is starting with the word I. Fourth line is starting with the word I. Like that in second stanza, do we have any anaphoras, ma? Second stanza, continuously two lines starting with the same word. Do we have anything like that? Yes. The third and fourth line of second stanza starts with and. So that is also anaphora. You can underline both and write it as anaphora. Okay, the spelling has been typed by me. It is there in the chat column. You can write it there in your book. Third and fourth line of the second stanza. Third stanza also exactly same. Third and fourth line starts with and. It is also anaphora. Third and fourth line of stanza number 3. Is that clear, my dear children? That's all, I guess. There is no other anaphora which are found there. Okay. Now come to the second line of first stanza. Ma. The word wrath, W-R-A-T-H, wrath is repeated, right? So what is it? What is the poetic device which is found there? The word wrath is repeated. Second line of first stanza. What do we call it? What is the poetic device employed there? It is known as, yes, Raja Rishika, very good. Repetition. Repetition. Okay, I have typed the spelling for you all. So you can underline wrath and write it as repetition. Okay, is that clear, ma? Have you all written it? I'm going slowly. Please don't ask me, sir. Tell me once again. Got it? Underline wrath and write it as repetition. Okay. Next line. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. Okay. Now, can anger grow like tree or like human beings? Can anger grow like human beings or tree? So here, wrath, no, wrath is anger. Anger is compared with tree. So what is the figure of speech used here, ma? Wrath is compared to a tree. So what is the figure of speech used here? Somebody said, I think so. Personification. Even a tree grows, no? How can we take it as a human quality, ma? Even a tree grows. Yes, Niranjana Devi, you are absolutely right. So it is metaphor, my dear children. Underline wrath did grow and write it as metaphor. Okay, let me give you the spelling there. So human quality alone will come as personification. Ma? All the other things will be taken as metaphor when the comparison is done. When the comparison is done along with the words like as or like, then it is known as simile. Okay, so here it is metaphor. Okay. Can we water something with fear? Can we water something with fear? So literally we can't water anything, right? So once again, there is a metaphor there. Metaphor, okay? Metaphor is given there. Okay, line number 4. Soft, deceitful, vile. Ashwin, it is second stanza, first line is metaphor. Ma. Second stanza, first line is metaphor. Okay. At the same time, second stanza, last line is also metaphor. Ma. Second stanza, last line is also metaphor. Please make a note of it. Third stanza, first line is also metaphor. And it grew. Anger can grow, no? Anger can't grow like a tree. So they are comparing tree and anger. So third stanza, first line is also metaphor. Plenty of metaphors here. Third stanza, second line also is metaphor, ma, because still it bore an apple. Definitely anger can't bear any apple, right? Only apple trees can bear apples, right? So second line of third stanza is also metaphor. Okay. Fourth stanza, second line. When the night had veiled the pole. Veiled means what? The night is just going to cover the pole, like that he's telling. So it is an exaggeration. So this one is known as hyperbole. Okay. Fourth stanza, second line, the figure of speech which is employed is hyperbole. So let me type it for you. So last poem also we have seen a hyperbole, right? Hyperbole, last poem we saw, no? Filled up with snow was the hyperbole which was used there. So here the hyperbole is what? The night had veiled, the night has covered the entire poem. So that's how it has been given. Okay. Fourth stanza, last line, it is metaphor. Fourth stanza, last line is also metaphor. So plenty of metaphors in the poem. Have you all taken a note of it, ma? Have you all taken a note of it? Fourth stanza, last line is also metaphor. Okay, is that clear, my dear children? So these are the poetic devices which are available in this particular poem. Okay. Any doubts here, dear children? Do you all have any doubts? Okay, very good, my dear. Let's move on to the next page. So there is a completion of summary. So we are going to try and do it because we have, oh my goodness, we have only 1 minute. So anyway, we'll complete this. If you have time, you can do it at home, page number 40. Anyway, there is a different homework which is given to you. So with that, along with that, try to do page number 40, question number B. Okay, mark will be provided on Monday. Mark will be given on Monday. So this complete the summary by using the fill in the blanks. So B, so A, not A, the B part has to be done by all as a homework. So anyway, we'll discuss this in the next class, right? Okay. So far, any doubts, my dear children? Any doubts? All right. Thank you very much, my dear children. Have a great day.